What's going on, boys? It's me, Daily Tactics here, and today we are going to be playing some Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 with 4 eras of ranged units doing a battle royale. So to start, we have 250,000 modern soldiers over here. We've got 1.5 million French musketeers over this way. We have 2.5 million Roman archers over here. And finally, we have 1 million World War II German soldiers over this way. Let's find out who wins this epic battle royale. Alrighty then, gamers, pressing start right now, and the German soldiers and, well, everyone should be running forward to go meet their opponents on the battlefield. Each has a different corner surrounding Mount Olympus right here, and they'll be expanding outwards. I tried to make it as even as possible between the factions by correlating their power strength to the number of troopers they get. Obviously, the archers are the weakest, so they get 2.5 million, and the modern soldiers are by far the strongest, so they get 250,000 on the battlefield right now. It'll be a second before we get any battling happening, as everyone's just sort of got to run to positions, but it'll start very soon. And here we go, the Germans about to encounter the archers right here. Despite the Germans having far better firepower, there are 2.5 million archers, so I feel like maybe the archers could end up getting a dubski here, as long as they just manage to continue to send volley after volley at these German soldiers. And here we go, they are starting to fire, bullets impacting them and taking a number of them out, though, right off the rip. Hopefully they're getting some kills themselves, but I mean, those arrows, I think they only do like 25 damage a piece or something like that, a very small amount, so it's going to take a lot of arrows to get 8 kills. But I did just see over here, yep, a German soldier does go down, so it is possible. It is very much so possible for these archers to get kills against the Germans. It's just going to take a lot of shots. There we go, a few more going down right there as more and more arrows impact them. The volleys are coming in strong, but the Germans are, of course, sending in so many bullets against these guys that it's very hard for them to even get more than 1 shot off per person as these Kar 98Ks snipe them out of the woods right here. Currently, it looks like we do have 600 kills for the archers and about 9,000 dead archers. That's a big difference. That's a very, very large difference. Let's go check out the French over this way fighting the archers as well. So as we can see, a number of archers started to head towards the French ranks as well over this way. We'll see that a lot. Like, I'm sure there are French fighting modern soldiers too, and Germans fighting modern soldiers. They each sort of take a chunk of each other out. And over this way, the archers are looking like they're getting more volleys off against the French over here. Of course, there are more French than Germans, but they have way worse fire rates with these muskets, worse range, worse everything with a musket, essentially. So the archers should have a better chance over here, though they are facing a much larger enemy. But look at this. They are getting plentiful volleys off at these French soldiers over here. Look at that. Oh, and then they run forward and they all get slaughtered. Oh my god. By the way, we do have experimental blood on in this too, so that'll be interesting to see if that has any impact. Not entirely sure if it will, but it'll be neat to see. Either way, why don't we go check in on the modern soldiers and the French fighting over this way. So the French actually sent very few soldiers to the modern soldiers, it seems like, over here. So the modern soldiers are probably wreaking havoc on their lines over this way and just dicing them up completely. Yeah, there's still 249,000 modern soldiers left alive, although they've actually only gotten 2,000 kills. So maybe they only just got involved in the battle. Maybe they're a little bit slower than everyone else. All that tactical gear they got, you know, making them slow down a good bit. But as you can see, the modern soldiers do have that juking ability, baby. So they'll be moving in and out of fire and stuff like that, retreating, attacking, doing the whole shebang. They're more free thinkers than the other units, and so therefore they might have a better survivability rate on the battlefield during this whole thing, which could be really, really good. We'll see if that ends up spelling true, but right now they're facing a very weak French faction over this way. The French did not send enough troopers over to the modern soldiers to deal with them right now, and so it seems like the modern soldiers are definitely doing really great. Holy cow, it's a little bit of volley fire from their M4A4 carbines right now. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's go check on the modern soldiers versus the Germans on the opposite side of the map over here. While we're moving over this way, I just want it to be known that the archers are already down to 1.3 million soldiers. That's so bad. It seems like modern soldiers are still moving this way to fight some Germans over here, so they're taking their sweet time. They must be slower than the other units or something along those lines. But over here, the Germans are just finishing up slaughtering a whole bunch of archers. Yeah, 1.2 million archers now. Wow! The archers are going down so fast. They only have 6,000 kills total between all of them. Right now, the modern soldiers have 241,000 soldiers remaining, and they have 32,000 kills. The Germans have 995,000 remaining, and they have 750,000 kills. And the French have 1.46 million remaining, and they have 730,000 kills. So right now, you know, the archers are basically just getting beaten down, and no one else is, like, even applicable in this battle yet. No one else is really doing anything in the battle except for the archers, who are just getting destroyed. Everything else is moot at this point, which is kind of funny. Either way, modern soldiers going and engaging with these German soldiers over here. It seems like very small numbers from both sides, moving forward to engage with each other here. So not too big of a deal, but I'm sure this will grow in resistance from both sides as the battle goes on here, and the modern soldiers will take losses. The Germans will take losses, and, you know, we'll have that whole shebang going on throughout this entire battle. But yeah, more modern soldiers filling the ranks over here, which is pretty interesting. And the Germans, well, they're just kind of stagnant. It seems like the modern soldiers are definitely the ones on the attack here. This is a far smaller modern soldier army than the one that's fighting the French right now, too. So that's probably not very helpful either for these guys at the moment. You know, they're fighting a stronger force, a larger force, and a force that's, you know, got a lot more troopers than them compared to the other side. So that's not too good. That's not too good in the slightest. Either way, why don't we go ahead and do a time-lapse? I think it'd be fun to do a time-lapse of the last remaining archers versus the French over here. Unless they're just about to be completely destroyed. They might be. Oh, there's not a lot of archers left over here. Dude. Oh my god. It's just slaughter, man. Alright. We'll do a little time-lapse over here of archers versus French. See how that goes. I don't think it'll go very well for the archers, but it is what it is. Alright, boys, so we've seen the archers get basically decimated during this battle. They only have 80 soldiers left, and they got 15,000 kills. They gave it their best shot, and that's all we can say. Now, actually, very surprisingly, the modern soldiers are kind of getting crushed right now, and I think it comes up to two things. Number one, the enemy, despite being, like, weaker by, you know, to them by, like, 4 or 5x, they've got so many more soldiers, so it just ended up making a really hard job for the modern soldiers to deal with, despite them being the far superior unit in almost all aspects. On top of that, the French and the Germans really had to deal with the archers right off the bat, and the modern soldiers had to deal with the French and the Germans. So the modern soldiers had the hardest starting position possible. Meanwhile, the other guys just had to deal with sticks and stones and feathers. So definitely a very major difference in that. So right now, the modern soldiers only have 50,000 soldiers remaining. They've gotten 250,000 kills, but it seems like this is probably going to be it for the modern soldiers, and they're going to end up getting creamed here. Right now, the French have 1.25 million left, and the Germans have 980,000 left. So it is probably going to come down to who will win between the French and the Germans during this battle. And I think the modern soldiers are going to be out of this thing for the long haul. Let's go ahead and do a bird's eye view here of this battle with the modern soldiers. We can watch the whole thing unfold because it looks like they are slowly getting surrounded from different sides. Oh my god, the battle's going down here too. Okay, so yeah, we'll do a very large bird's eye view of these modern soldiers holding out here. I think this will be pretty interesting. Alright boys, so the French won over here, and it looks like another battle was emerging over this way versus Germans. Okay, so yeah, the modern soldiers got knocked out completely. They ended up getting 271,000 kills. Bummer. I'm bummed out that they didn't do as well as I thought they would. But right now we've got the French over here versus the Germans over here in a tight lock battle. More German reinforcements coming in, but the Germans seem a little low in numbers. French right now have 1 million soldiers left alive. Actually, 1.09 million soldiers left alive, and the Germans have 930,000. This seems like it's going to be a French victory over here. French just outnumber the Germans by a lot over this way. But then there should be another battle over this way. Yes. Okay, so actually the Germans ran very, very far to engage. It's crazy. So a much bigger battle over here. It looks like the Germans have more soldiers than the French, but they don't, according to the stats. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the Germans are just spaced out more. I'm not entirely sure, but over this way we do have more French versus more Germans. Over here, Germans do have the high ground, which could help them out, according to Obi-Wan. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'll go ahead and do a little time lapse over here of this as well, and we'll find out the conclusion of this battle. Alright, we're deep into this battle between these two forces, and right now the Germans have 569,000 left, and the French have 546,000 left, so this is becoming a very, very even battle between the two of them. Seems like the Germans are probably going to edge it out and manage the Dubski, but who knows? Let's see this side over here. It seems like the Germans over this way ended up getting swept. I don't. Who are you shooting at? I'm a little confused as to where the rest of the Germans are. Who these guys are shooting at? Are these Germans? No. Who? Oh, there's a couple like Germans stuck over here, I think. Yeah, they're definitely stuck. All right, there's some stuck Germans. This has happened before. Let's go ahead and move them so they become unstuck, and there we go. Okay, that should work. And now the French can go do whatever they want. After that little glitch was solved. Beautiful. So there will be reinforcements coming for the French over here to help out against this massive German army, which is kind of encircling them over here, which is not very good. Why don't we go ahead and do one last time lapse for this battle, because I think these very large scale ones are kind of interesting to watch, and we'll see this unfold as it goes. Let's do it. Alright, boys, and there we have it. There's 40 or so boys still stuck on the mountain over that way, but they're glitched in there, so it'll be a while before they die, so the Germans are going after them. 200,000 dead Germans, and everyone, or sorry, 200,000 Germans left alive, and everyone else is dead. This is where the last stand sort of took place, so this is the carnage afterwards with all the good stuff here. Either way, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already. And comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.